Guys, we have a very serious problem in Kenyan politics. Okay? Now, you know, we're always talking about tribalism, how so-and-so is a tribalist, so-and-so is not a tribalist, yeah? And you'll notice one of the things, the quickest people to start calling somebody a tribalist are, can you guess who? Jubilee supporters. Okay, they're very quick. Yeah, immediately we start saying, oh, you know, this Udamaki should not last forever. You hear somebody shoots up tribalist. Kumekucha is a tribalist. Yeah, this is tribal nonsense. Yeah, they're very quick at that. Okay. Now, before we go very far, I'd like to ask the rest of us to cut some slack to our Kikuyu brothers and sisters. Okay, just take it easy on them. Yeah, because this cannot be normal. Yeah, I'll repeat that. This kind of behavior amongst our brothers and sisters in the Kikuyu community cannot be normal. Okay? Now, in my view, and I've said here very many times, these are the effects of a very evil oath which was taken by their fathers, their great-grandfathers, which still holds them captive, so that somebody who is very intelligent, somebody who is very educated, cannot think beyond their tribe. Now, for most of us, what I'm about to read to you is going to shock you to your bones. Right inside your bones. Okay? Lakini, I'd like to appeal to you to Liza Boli. Okay? It is better that I reveal this so that you can stand back, yeah, analyze the situation, and think carefully through, yeah, how we can help our Kikuyu brothers and our Kikuyu sisters. Because they're part of us. We're in the same country. Yeah? I've even told you many times, these people are my in-laws. Yeah? So we could, yeah? So really, let's cut them some slack. Okay? Now, there's a writer called Dauti Kahura. He has written an excellent article in a website called The Elephant. Now, The Elephant is run by somebody I really admire and whom most of you people know, somebody called John Gidongo. Does the name ring a bell? You know, a lot of people talk, oh, I'm against corruption, but when the test comes, when push comes to shove, you find out they're just the same as other people, yeah? There are very few maragas when it comes to corruption. Now, John Gidongo is a maraga when it comes to corruption, because he was given serious money. Serious money was waved in front of him, and he said, no, I love my country more. And great respect, I have great respect for John Gidongo, great respect. Now, he runs this website, and the whole idea is to inform people. Yeah, there are some very outstanding articles in it. I'd just advise you to visit the website. It's www.theelephant.info. Yeah, once in a while I've written some articles there. They've asked, when they ask me, yeah, for instance, they asked me to do an analysis just before the elections. I did that for them. Okay, so this is and I'm not saying this because I contribute there. Yeah, I'm just saying it's a great website. Now, I need to emphasize, this is not me saying, this is not an article by Chris Kumekucha. This is an article by a Kikuyu called Dauti Kahura. Indeed, he would not have written this article if he was not an insider, as you'll find out from the content of the articles, okay? And this is a website owned by somebody I really admire called John Gidongo, who also belongs to the House of Mumbi. Yeah, so let's get everything into perspective, yeah? This is not some tribal things written by a Luo in Kisumu. Yeah, this is a Kikuyu article written by Kikuyus, yeah, and these are people within the community who have escaped the trap, who have escaped the chains of this terrible evil oath. Let me not waste any more time. Let me go. I'm going to read excerpts from the article. In the description area of this video on YouTube, you'll see a link. You can click onto it and you'll go straight to the article and read it in great detail if it interests you. Okay, but let me just read the excerpts. Yeah, on September 1st, 2017, the day the Supreme Court of Kenya nullified the 8th of August elections, I was riding in a city-bound minibus matatu on Nairobi's Wayaki Way. I sat in the front with the driver. The passenger seated next to me must have received a text message on his mobile phone, because he suddenly started howling at the driver to tune in to the radio. The matatu was blasting hip-hop reggae at the time. It was a few minutes after 11 a.m. What followed can only be best captured by a tragic comedy playwright. Sorry. Anyway, The general election of August 2017, yeah? Now this is the radio blaring out Maraga's voice, eh? The general election, let me try and imitate the man. The general election of August 2017 was not conducted in accordance with the Constitution and the applicable law, rendering the declared results invalid, null, and void. A declaration is hereby issued that the third respondent was not validly elected and declared as the president-elect, and that the declaration is null and void. Pronounced Chief Justice David Maraga on Citizen Radio. Now next, the writer describes the reaction to this, and this is totally amazing. Okay? And I read, "My fellow passenger, on hearing the words invalid, null, and void, wailed loudly in agony, like someone who had been pricked by some sharp object, and called to his God, 'Gay, gay, gay, gay,' so loudly that the driver was startled." What followed was the incoherent muttering of someone possessed with schizophrenia. He cursed Maraga, he cursed the Kisii people collectively, insinuated how Maraga and his Kisii community were foolish and idiots. As if momentarily pausing for introspection, he blamed the Jubilee Party political barons for allowing a non-Kikuyu to ascend to the Chief Justice's position. Ona reo urea ado arogoro matweka. Loosely translated, it says, "Now see what these Western people have done to us." Yeah? Shattered and stuttering, he spoke in staccato, unable to string his words together coherently. When his phone rang, he answered, "I'm not in a frame of mind to talk right now." Since then, that Matatu incident has variously manifested and replicated itself in different settings among the Kikuyus, individually and collectively. It's as if the Supreme Court ruling damaged their ethnic group's psyche, causing a schizophrenic attack that cannot be explained rationally. Now this next part of this story I really liked. Days later, a friend confessed to me. Now let me just interrupt. Remember, this is Kikuyus to Kikuyus. This is totally within Kikuyu land, yeah? This is an internal thing revealed by a Kikuyu writer, okay? Yeah. Days later, a friend confessed to me. So this is how these people felt in 2013 when the Supreme Court ruled in our favor. Yeah? It was a rhetorical question. I was so angry, so affected on the day Maraga said Uhuru had not won, it looked like my world had gone in a tailspin. Yeah? That's what the guy was saying. Emotional and irrational, this friend even admitted to me that if he had his way, he would kill the Chief Justice. I read on. Since September 1, 2017, I have numerously and repeatedly had presumably reasonable and well brought up Kikuyus propounding very sickening theories about how some communities need to be taught a lesson. How David Maraga should not presume he is so important as to think he cannot be taken out. What? Such careless talk has been taking place among Kikuyu folks in social functions and places, including birthday parties, funeral services, restaurants, etc., etc. For how long will Raila disturb our peace is a refrain that has been gaining momentum in Kikuyu gatherings, in homestead, churches, social functions, and some select exclusive clubs in Nairobi since the Supreme Court ruling. Now this next part just floored me. Okay, I read. 3 weeks ago, I attended a birthday party in one of the gated, leafy and posh suburbs of Nairobi. After the people had settled down to whet their appetite, and later in the evening as they engaged in social drinking, the conversation naturally and ordinarily turned to politics. As the conversation gathered more heat as opposed to light, one of the guests propounded a theory on why Kenyans, many Kikuyus conflate Kikuyu subnationalism with national patriotism and vice versa, should never vote for Raila Odinga. Okay? To the consternation of even the most hardcore Kikuyus, the man claimed that if Raila ever became president, all Kikuyu men would be forced to wear Kaptula, a colonial type khaki short. This is just too funny. Now you all know what Kaptulas are. Kaptulas are those shorts, khaki. In fact, they're still worn by prisoners, yeah? I continue reading. As ridiculous as his pronouncements were, he defended them fervently and vigorously. It was blatantly clear he was not bluffing. Yani the guy was serious. What? Taken to task to explain where his weird theory had come from, he reminded all and sundry that sometime in 2003, Raila had purportedly said that if he ever became the president, Kikuyu men would be hauled to committee prison. I've never heard that one, have you? Aye, where did that one come from? Anyway, let me read on. His interpretation of Raila's warning, which is yet to be proven, all Kikuyu men will be wearing shorts as long as Raila is the head of state. What? This is what people are thinking. Yeah. Let me read on. This loose, flippant talk might have been treated as a sick joke, one which would have elicited awkward laughter, but it wasn't. It was taken seriously by the crowd. The tragedy was that the middle-aged man spreading this falsehood was once a finance director of a blue chip company. What? Let me repeat that. The tragedy was that the middle-aged man spreading this falsehood was once the finance director of a blue chip company. Yeah. Let me read on. Yet it is my lawyer friend Nguru who encapsulates the irrational mood of the Kikuyu people that has pervaded their space post-September 1, 2017. He says, yes, the government of Uhuru and William Ruto has been corrupt, incompetent and messed up. He told me 2 weeks after the Supreme Court ruling. But as a Kikuyu, I cannot vote for that law. As Kikuyus, we are called to vote for one of our own. It doesn't matter if he's a drunkard, a thief, or just plain inept. He's ours. That is who God has given us. I read on. A litigation lawyer of long standing, he argued that where we have reached now, it matters not whether Uhuru won or lost, whether the Supreme Court decision is right or wrong. We must defend Udhamaki by all means and by any means necessary. We must cast our lot with one of our own, and that is not a point for discussion or rationalization. Oh boy. This is what goes on inside the minds of the Udhamaki crowd. Yeah? This is what goes on inside the minds of our Kikuyu brothers and sisters. Okay? Even as they come online and pretend, oh, you know, even me, I can vote for anybody, but Raila is not the right candidate, Uhuru is the right man, oh, you know, there's no other presidential candidate, pretending here and there. In their psyche, deep in their knowing, this is how they think. What? Is there any hope for Kenya folks with this kind of thinking going on? Well, I can tell you, and I've always been saying on this channel, that an oath is a very dangerous thing. Okay? These are the effects of an oath, because educated people, very well educated people, these are not village people making these comments. These are people who are very well educated, yeah? People who live in the high class estates of Nairobi, you know, therefore people with money, and therefore people with a lot of brains, presumably. Yeah. Those are the effects of an oath. And I think it's very important for Kenyans to understand this. Okay? You know, as I always keep on saying, you cannot beat up a madman, or you cannot be upset at a madman. Yeah? A madman is just sick. Yeah? And I put it to you that those with this kind of mentality are just sick in the head. Yeah? Because this is Kenya. Yeah? This is modern Kenya. We have a constitution which defends every tribe, and all tribes are equal, etc., etc., etc. So how somebody can think like this in this day and age is just absolutely amazing. Anyway, if you get time, as I said, I'll put the link to the article in the description area. Go over and read it in full. There are a lot of other things in that article that I'm sure will interest you. Yeah, and maybe we need to start thinking of how we're going to sort out this problem. Indeed, when the next government takes over, as it will inevitably will, yeah, whether it's Raila Odinga, whether it's somebody else, I think it's very important that some sort of counseling is done for our brothers and sisters in the Kikuyu community, yeah? Because, sincerely speaking, this kind of thinking is extremely sick and is not good for the unity of a country like Kenya, okay? Now, somebody could shout tribalism, somebody could call me a tribalist, but all I've done here is to reveal how one side of the political divide thinks, yeah? And I hope that the rest of us will take this information with the maturity it deserves, yeah, so that we can be sympathetic. Yeah, I know I'll receive a lot of hate comments in the comment section. I know a lot of people don't agree with me, but let us be honest. Yeah, mtu ambaye ni mgonjwa, Yeah, you cannot start beating up a sick person because they are sick. No. You can still not start getting upset with a sick person because they are sick. Yeah, if we approach it like that, then that is the best way forward. And I also believe that prayer warriors, intercessors, people who are praying for our country, will be able to take this information in their stride and know exactly how to pray to break those strongholds of those curses, so that people may have their eyes opened. Yeah, so that we can move forward as one Kenya. Okay, this is just a challenge, because I assure you, if you take it the other way, tit for tat, that now you start hating, it will not work. Yeah, when somebody hates you, return with love. Yeah, that is the only way forward. Because, okay, fine, there's hatred, so you hate back. Then what will happen? You slap me, I slap you back. Then you know, there's no conclusion to it. Yeah, think through, and then, okay, after you do whatever you're going to do, and then what will happen after that? Yeah, so let's keep our sober minds. Let's look for ways to treat the sick. That's the best way I can put it. Until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha.
Kenya inchi yangu, Kenya